A story. Elara's poem. In the winding streets of Ronda, where time seems to have stood still, lived Elara, an artist with a soul as fragmented as the city's old cobblestones. She painted landscapes, but her canvases were void of color. She only used gray tones, a reflection of the pain that had dwelled within her since her great love. Matteo left without a word. Matteo was a poet. His words were the light that illuminated Elara's life, and the city itself seemed to vibrate to the rhythm of his verses. They met on the Puente Nuevo. She was fascinated by the grandeur of the Tajo gorge, and he was reciting a poem to the setting sun. Their love blossomed in the viewpoints, in the gardens of the Casa del Rey Moro, and in the quiet squares. He promised her an eternal love, an endless poem. One morning, without warning, Matteo disappeared. He didn't leave a note. There was no call. He vanished like the morning dew. Elara, devastated, locked herself in her studio, drowning her sorrow in monochrome canvases. Rumors said he had gone to find inspiration elsewhere, or that he had found a new love in a distant city. But Elara refused to believe it. Her heart told her there was something more, a secret that lay in the depths of the city. 8 months later, on a gray autumn day, as she walked down Santo Domingo Street, she saw a familiar glint. It was a leather notebook, the same one Matteo used to carry. She picked it up, feeling hope warm her chest. Opening it, she found an unfinished poem. On the last page, there was an address and a name. Lucia. Elara felt a chill. Lucia was the owner of a small bookstore in the Plaza Duquesa de Parcent. With her heart in her throat, she went to see her. The bookstore was full of antique books, and the scent of old paper filled the air. Lucia, a woman with kind eyes and gray hair, greeted her with a look of deep sadness. Elara showed her the notebook. Tears welled up in Lucia's eyes when she saw it. "It's his," she said with a trembling voice. "Matteo. He gave it to me, to give to you, if something happened to him." Elara felt her world come crashing down. "Happened to him? What happened, Lucia? Where is he?" Lucia led her to a small room at the back of the shop, filled with poetry books and old photographs. Among them was a picture of Matteo smiling with a pale, tired face. Matteo was ill, Elara, a disease with no cure. He didn't want you to see him waste away, for your last memory of him to be of a weak man. He wanted you to remember him as he was when he met you, strong and full of life. Elara sank to the floor, tears burning her cheeks. The truth was more painful than any lie, but at the same time, it was a relief. Matteo hadn't abandoned her. He had protected her. Lucia handed her a small wooden box. Inside, there was a letter. Matteo's handwriting, impeccable and fluid, stretched across the page. "My dearest Elara," the letter read, "if you are reading this, it means I am gone. I didn't want the end of our story to be painful. I wanted you to remember me as the poet who recited to you on the bridge. Ronda, my love, is the poem I always dreamed of. You are my Ronda. Don't let the darkness of my departure consume you. Paint. Paint with all the colors of the sunset over the Tajo, with the blue of the summer sky, with the green of the olive trees. The world needs your art, your light. My last wish is for you to paint the poem I could never finish." Elara left the bookstore with a broken heart, but with a new purpose. She went to the Puente Nuevo at sunset. She took out her canvas and her brushes, but this time, instead of gray tones, she chose the ochre, orange, and pink of the setting sun. She painted the Puente Nuevo, the Tajo, the hanging houses. She painted the city that had witnessed her love and her pain. And as she painted, her tears mixed with the pigments, creating a work of art as beautiful as the story of her love. She never fully overcame the loss of Matteo, but she accepted that their love was not an end, but a part of the city's history. Elara became the most famous painter in Ronda. Her works, full of color and emotion, told the story of a love that defied death. Every brushstroke was a verse, every canvas a poem, and every time someone looked at her paintings, they saw the essence of a love as eternal as the ancient city of Ronda.